Hi, this is Carrie Cooper for Guitar Centre's Focus on Rock. So today we look at a track that not only counts as one of the most radio played rock tracks of all time since its release in 1970, but a number that all but saved the careers of one particular band at the time. Free's All Right Now is firmly etched in the minds of the rock world, and it might be safe to say that nearly every human on the planet can sing along to that infamous chorus, whether they've heard of Free or not. So, what's the story behind that familiar rocking anthem, and how did it become such a solid staple of the 21st century's ears? Well, All Right Now was not a song that was written in a particularly organic fashion, but instead one that was spurred on by the realization that the band were lacking in a high-energy hit for their crowd to really get their teeth into. The track itself was created after a particularly bad gig in Durham, England. Their repertoire at the time consisted of slow, medium-paced blues songs. As drummer Simon Kirke explained, "We finished our show in Durham and walked off the stage to the sound of our own footsteps. The applause had died down before I'd even left the drum riser. When we got into the dressing room, it was obvious that we needed an up-tempo number, a rocker, to close our shows. All of a sudden, the inspiration struck. Bass player Andy Fraser started bopping around singing All Right Now. He sat down and wrote it right there in the dressing room. It couldn't have taken more than 10 minutes. The track is essentially about a guy who picks up a girl on the street and took her home to my place. It really hit its stride after it was performed at the Isle of Wight Festival in the UK on the 31st of August 1970, where over 600,000 rockers rocked up to soak up the best of the fun-loving scene. And from there it would go on to become one of the most solid rock radio staples of all time, with LA DJ Joe Benson telling Paul Rodgers live on air that All Right Now was playing over the airwaves somewhere around the world every 45 seconds. To put it in some context, All Right Now was #1 in 20 territories and by late 1989 had garnered over 1 million US radio plays, a figure that would triple over the next 25 years according to BMI, thanks to a number of successful, if bizarre, commercial hookups. So, why did the track resurface with such an explosion again in the 90s? Remixed and re-released by Island Records, they owned all the publishing for the mammoth record at the time. They approved a few ads without checking with the band. One good result was the Wrigley Spearmint advert, with a handsome guy and girl seductively sharing a stick of spearmint gum on the bus. A less satisfactory tie-in came when the song was used to advertise a foot odour powder on TV. You use this stuff on your feet and the song comes on to signify that your feet are all right now, Rodgers said acidly. I rang Chris Blackwell about it. He had it taken off pretty smartly. This is Carrie Cooper for Guitar Centre's Focus on Rock. Shop for the greatest selection of music gear on earth in store or at guitarcentre.com.